What up? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Printer, SoundCloud. It's getting to be nighttime. Yo, I wanted to talk about dating at work, and I no longer like I used to work in office buildings downtown, and of course, you had that you always had a stereotypical woman, most of the time, in my case, black woman, who either has a man and is not happy, or just has a man and wants a dude on the side. They want a dude on the side or whatever, and they look at you as the side dude, and they want to get they want to get their thrills. They want to get their thrills off and whatnot at your expense, and they have like a whole coalition of women that all, they all work in these office buildings. I mean, statistically, women can get a job faster than a man will, especially when it comes to African American. And so you go to these office buildings, there's floods of women down there. I mean, especially when you start working in the state building. Oh my, it's just like, I don't even like going into that building anymore because it's a trap, is what it is. So I'm gonna tell you a story. My homeboy, me and my homeboy used to work for the state, and so basically, what happened to him was I had been in and out of the state building, working there for years. As a temp, as an intermittent, so on and so forth. So I already knew the rhythm of things, and I already knew the dangers. And him and I were next door neighbors. So one day he comes over to me, he's like, yo, I got a temporary job down at the state. I could get hired on. And getting hired on at the state is a big deal, especially if you go through a temporary service. You could go from an apartment to a house real fast. Plus the PERS. I mean, there's just all kind of perks. The jobs are easy. People there for 30 years. It's a good place to retire. You know, so when you go down there, you don't want to play around. You want to get in there. You want to keep your nose clean. You want to stay away from all the traps. But most of the time, you don't know that the trap is smiling right in your face. And she's going to be, pretty. She's going to smell good because she's at work. She's going to be polite, for the most part. I mean, and she is, and here's the thing, she's going to be in competition with every single woman in there, whether the other women want you or not. It's a competition. Whether the other women have men or not, it is a competition when the new guy walks in the door. It just is. And don't be half decent looking. So, my boy Jeff, Jeff is like a Billy D. Williams looking brother. Like, this dude he's a black man, but he's got this Indian hair. It sheens. It's a natural, it's just, no homo. He has beautiful hair. He's a sharp dresser. Oh my God. He's a sharp dresser. The whole nine. It's just funny. Wait till y'all hear. It's just funny. And Jeff, he tells me, I'm going to start temping down there tomorrow. I said, Jeff, whatever you do not mess with any of the women down there. Because Jeff, and he's like 6'2", 6'3". Athletic shape of, he's a slim dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Jeff, don't do it. I know what's going to happen to you because it happened to me. I'm telling you, don't go down there and mess around. If you're trying to get on the state for real, go down there, be nice, be cordial, but let them women know, not going to happen. And do it right off the bat. Don't go down there and mess around. I'm begging you, don't do it. Goes down there, first day. He comes back home, knocks on my door. Yo, I went down there. Those women were all over me. he said, oh my God. He said, they were throwing like everything at me. He said, this one woman, he said, she gave me her telephone, not her telephone number, her phone. Like, here is my phone. Like, I will, like, if you need another phone, I'll get you one. Here, she was like, these are my keys to my house. You can drive my car. Straight up. I said, oh my God, Jeff, please tell me you didn't take any of that stuff. He said, well, I got the phone right here. I got the car key. Oh my God. I said, Jeff, I told you straight up, don't mess with any of those women. Don't do it. Look, you're a half decent looking dude. I knew they were going to be all over you when you hit the door. I know the rhythm. I know how these women work. There is a whole coalition of them in there. And as soon as you piss one of them off, they're all pissed off at you. That's how they work. They're all against each other until they're all for each other. And it's very tacit the way they work. These black women are no joke. And all women at that, but especially these black women. They are vicious when it comes to competition for a man. It's like they will hang each other out to dry just to get to that man. And they probably already got a man or two at the crib waiting for them. Trust me, they will lie, they will scheme, they will plot. They are the best. Listen, they're the best liars, they're the best plotters that there is when it comes to getting a man. And not all black women are like that. But these vicious vultures at the job, oh yeah, you better believe they know how to work their hand. So I said, Jeff, when you go back to work tomorrow, I said, give everything back. And this was not one woman who was trying to give him all this stuff. There was a bunch of them. I said, give it all back, Jeff. If you don't give it back, Jeff, you're going to be in trouble. It's going to be all bad for you. Jeff didn't listen. He did not listen at all. He was soaking it all in and sucking it all up. Here's the real kick in the pants. Jeff was not into women at all. He's gay. Moment of silence. So Jeff finally listens to me. This is all within 4 days span. He finally listens to me after he done took some of these women's money, the whole nine. He goes down there and he tells the women, look, I'm gay. I really can't do this. He gets fired the next day he comes in. Mind you, none of these women were bosses. None of them. Every single one of those women turned on him on a dime. Now, here's the thing. Okay, you saw somebody you was interested in. You propositioned that man. That man turned out to be interested in the other team. And you go and you get the brother fired. Why? It has nothing to do with the job. Like, why do you got to mess with his money? You know what I'm saying? What did his money have to do with you? You mad because you got to see this good-looking man every day that you can't have? You think he played you? Yeah. How many men have you played? How many men were you planning on with him? Because there's a good chance that there's already somebody at home sniffing your panties. You just saw something you wanted, and you decided, you know what, I'm going to step up my game. I'm going to get this dude and leave Rollo, who's at home waiting on you, probably cooking, cleaning, and taking care of your kids. You decided you just going to leave Rollo and you just going to mess with Jeff because every woman in there wanted him. You know what I'm saying? You knew he was a temp at that. But no, they got upset. They got together. They started talking. They went to the boss. They concocted whatever. And being that Jeff was a temp, they said, we don't want him back. And that was it for Pitt. They didn't even have to have a reason. They canceled his Christmas just like that. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, look, I've been in that situation so many times. Like, it took me a minute to figure out what was going on. But I'm not gay. You know, I like black women. So I was actually dealing with some of them that worked in there. So it got even worse for me. But nonetheless, as far as Jeff is concerned, Jeff is no longer, you know, into men. He actually has a wife now. Beautiful, beautiful woman too. Very successful woman too. I'm like, you go, boy. You know, you did your thing. But like I said, Jeff is he's a good looking guy. So it just doesn't take him much to get women, and he's smart. I mean, he's just one of those guys that it just doesn't take nothing to get a woman because of the way he looks, the way he dresses, so on and so forth. So you got to give a person credit when credit's due. You know what I'm saying? You just can't hate on people because they're the same sex as you and they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? You can't. You be like, that brother got it together, and boom, the result is he got a fine wife. And that's basically what happened. So I can't hate on him, but I just want to warn you brothers out there, because I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? I'm 50 in next week. You brothers got to be careful of who you dealing with in the workplace. Because those women, man, the women's coalition, those females get together, and I'm telling you, if you do one of them anywhere close to wrong, or what they deem as wrong, it ain't even got to be you did them wrong. They could just start thinking you're going to do them wrong. Just out of sheer, I don't want to deal with you. Not that you gave them some and then left them for another woman at work, or left them, period. Not that, I mean, even the ones who have a husband and they want to hit on you, if you're just like, nah, I'm not interested, they will start talking bad about you. It is over for you at that job. It's the way it is. You're going to have a hard time at that job. So I tell any brother, especially if you're a brother who got it going on, and look, there are just some guys who got it. They don't have to say much. They walk in the door, boom, the women are on them. You guys know who you are. It just doesn't take much anymore. If you plan on working around females, keep it professional. Up front, let them know. Not unless you're going to get that one woman and be straight up with her. And I don't recommend that, because if you and her break up, y'all still got to work together and it gets messy. Listen, that is your bread that you're talking about. That's your money. Now, if you leave the job, like I started liking a woman at work, and she would not deal with me as long as I worked there. And as soon as I stopped working there, she was like, okay, what's up? And I wasn't mad at her about that. But she really didn't want nothing to do with me at work. And I was like, you know what? I'm not mad. I completely get it. But as soon as I went somewhere else, she was like, hey, okay, we can start going out. And we did. And we dated for years. You know what I'm saying? She's married now, happy. And, you know, kudos on her. But I'm just telling you, brothers, be careful. The trap queen at work is a real thing. And it's real dangerous. I'm out.